Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Bitcoin, big up the CoinsKid group. So right now Bitcoin, just to let you know, I'm on holiday at the moment in Turkey. So I'm on the laptop, so the quality is not entirely amazing or great, so I do apologise. And I will try and update you as best as I can on all the projects that I can, okay? The videos might be a bit hit and miss. It's red hot here, it's so nice. For those of you who've never been to Turkey, definitely do check it out. It's a really nice country. But anyway, right now Bitcoin, at the moment, you know, I'm forecasting the bottom was last month. You know, obviously we need to see confirmation going forward of that. To get that, obviously we need to beat the bells. We need to build a base down here, and obviously start to come up and break through key resistance. Now we've got this low down here, and we've got this low down here, and you can see, you know, you start to accumulate down there, and then you break back up. You start to accumulate down there, and you break back up. So one thing that would be really, really bullish going forward for Bitcoin, obviously, is the first step is getting back above this 55 EMA on the monthly time frame. Okay, and that for me would start to look really positive. If we was to get a close above that red line there, which is currently trading at 24427, that would be amazing. And I am looking at a potential breakout on Bitcoin towards the end of the month here of around about $27,000. So if Bitcoin can close above that level, $27,000 by the end of the month here, you will be closing above that red line. Okay, so you can basically say you've had your correction, you've dipped your toe in the water, and then you're starting to come back up the stairs here for Bitcoin. And there are a lot of indicators indicating that this was the bottom. Not hopium, not guesswork, it's technicals, it's data showing us that that was the bottom. Okay, and I've gone through this with you. Several indicators are pointing to that. And on the grand scheme of things, all you're doing here is retracing from this high all the way to this previous bear market low just there. Look at that. And then where you found support, at the moment you're a little bit under support, is the 382. So you could say, okay, well, all we've done is dipped a toe in the 382. Now if Bitcoin was to roll, okay, and you're coming down like this and you're losing these fibs, you was to roll, immediately you would see a big bounce off the 050 at $14,715, which would obviously negate this low that we're looking at right now, and one more sort of big crash rollover for Bitcoin, and then you start to come back up. That is obviously a possibility. But what I'm looking at right now is a bullish reversal structure on the bottom here on the daily time frame that Bitcoin's conforming to. You've already negated a big massive bear pennant, so the only sort of bearish pattern you've got left at the moment is a bear flag. Okay, so if I'm right and we pump to around about $27,000 by the end of the month here for Bitcoin, or leading into August, then I would say, okay, your correction's done and you have found the bottom here for Bitcoin, and you're going to start to close it back above the 382. You could say, okay, you dip your toe in it and coming back up. But one thing we need to see going forward for Bitcoin is this low hold here from last month, which was the 18th of June. Okay, and again, you know, on the Williams percent range here, we are currently breaking this trend line. Now historically, whenever Bitcoin's done that, you have always confirmed that the month prior was the bottom. Okay, we did it here, we did it there, and we did it there. So we're at levels in the charts that we've always been in. I mean, look at the RSI on the monthly time frame. You put a low in there, you put a lower low in there, and now you put a lower low in here. So there's a lot of confluence that that was the bottom. Is it the bottom? Who knows? But all I'm doing is relaying data to you. I'm not plucking hopium or, you know, this is the bottom or price range or anything like that. It's data. There's so many signals and indicators telling us that that was the low. Okay, equally here we've got this 20 and 10 cross. You see the blue line, that's a 10 EMA on the monthly time frame, and the 20 EMA crossing confirms, well, historically it's done it twice. It confirms that the month prior was the bottom, just there. The month prior was the bottom, just here. The month prior to the cross was the bottom. So we're doing everything we've done so far, and we're acting bullishly off that. Okay, and we're looking for bullish accumulation, bullish continuation, or build-up patterns, and that's exactly what we're getting. And we're negating bearish patterns at the moment, yet people are becoming more bearish. And this is what you do usually see at the bottom. So for me, looking at that chart right now, that is almost the perfect W double bottom pattern, which is what you see at the bottom of a correction. You know, a lot of people were drawing this, you know, and like I said to you in previous videos, you've got a trend line here. Why is that blue? I'll have to change that to white. I do apologize. You've got a trend line here, which was, you know, that the perma bears were drawing this pattern here. And obviously it's a support and resistance. It's always a bit difficult on the laptop right now. So, you know, all I'm doing is relaying data. It's not hopium, it's because I want it to go up or anything like that. But that's all I ever do on the channel here, is relay data to you. Okay, if you're breaking resistance, you're going up. If you're losing support, you're going down. Really, it's that simple. You know, and if you're creating bullish continuation patterns, you're going to go up. And if you're creating bearish continuation patterns, you're going to go down. So this was some kind of big massive bear pennant, okay, like that, coiling up and potentially get rejected and roll, and then you're continuing. But right now what you've done, you've broken this resistance here. This is a massive statement from Bitcoin going forward. It's a huge statement from Bitcoin going forward, because if you can fall back to this trend line and hold a support and break out, what you're doing here is you're confirming a huge W bottom pattern at the very bottom of the mountain, like I said to you. So let's draw the level of resistance here for Bitcoin. Again, not hopium, it's data. I hope you understand that. It's not hopium because I want it to go up, or I'm trying to say I found the bottom or anything like that. I'm just relaying data to you on a daily basis. And trying to find the most optimal entry point. So for me last month, I actually bought this low. I bought this low on that specific day because indicators were telling me that was the bottom, okay? And a lot of the CoinsKid crew did buy that dip, okay? Now, if Bitcoin from here right now on that low on the 18th of June where we bought, at the moment it's currently up 22%, so that's amazing. But I'm projecting a 27k Bitcoin here by the end of the month to August. You're going to be up around about 50, 60%, 58%, I think it is. Yeah, so it's amazing. Off this W double bottom pattern. This is a perfect W double bottom pattern if ever I've seen one at the bottom. Okay, so that has a breakout target from there all the way down to there to the wick. And you can say, okay, we're going to break out, potentially come back to support this trend line. Like I said to you, it's really important that we hold this trend line. You get your breakout, you're up there above the 55 EMA, around about $27,000. Look at that. Okay, now is there anything else that's confluence to that? That keeps going blue, doesn't it? Let me change that to white. Okay, I'm more bullish because I'm seeing this structure. Do you understand? I want to see, like I said to you, the whole way down here, I've not seen any bullish reversal pattern being formed at the bottom of these corrections. That's why I said to you, you're going to dip low, you're going to come lower. And it's at the foot of the mountain, we need to see a bullish pattern. And right now, this is a beautiful W double bottom pattern if ever I've seen one. Okay, an ascending triangle. And this is what I've always seen at the bottoms, of corrections. So anyway, enough spiel. Right now, I use the fibs, okay, and this is how I was able to give people the trade last year as well. Let me show you. I was able to give the CoinsKid crew, a monster trade last year when everyone was really bearish. Okay, let me show you. Where are we? Let me show you right now. At the end of this correction down here, I was able to give you a monster breakout target from this low all the way to this high. Okay, the CoinsKid crew traded this 1618 fib target and we met it. It was a monster trade from this low. When we trace into this low, I said to you, potentially if you don't lose that low, put some bids on right now and then put the stop loss on that low. And that's how you do it. That's how you negate the trade, okay? So from there all the way up, we traded it and it was a monster long, around about 72%. Okay, and that's one with the channel, a lot of notoriety. Everyone thought it was some kind of genius because I called the bottom, but I didn't, obviously, because it wasn't the bottom of the correction. This potentially is right now. So, like I said to you, what I think we've done here is we've put a low in May, then we've had another low in June, then we've retraced in July, and that's exactly what we did at the end of the A leg. In my opinion, it's an A leg down, A, B, C. We put a low in May, then we put a lower low in June, and then we retraced in July and got the hell out of there. So I think we're looking at a very similar scenario in Bitcoin right now. Obviously, I can be completely wrong. To be completely wrong here, we have to lose this low. But this is a nice bullish reversal pattern that I'm seeing. It's a W double bottom pattern, an ascending triangle. It's a very bullish pattern with a breakout target of around about 27k. So all the fibs sort of adding to that as well. So just like the fib target I've shown you last year, from there to there, this will be your fib breakout target, and you're looking at a minimum 1618 at around about 27652. So from here right now, for Bitcoin, that is a continuation of around about 27% for Bitcoin, and it can do it in a heartbeat. You've seen how quickly it can do it at the foot of the mountain when people are really bearish, and you retrace the support, and then you're broken out. Look at that over a series of days. Boom, you're up there on the 1618 target like that. Okay, so I'm not saying we're going to go into space and right here you can't come up and retrace to this low, because I do anticipate that at some point we trace into this low. I'm not saying that Bitcoin's not going to be cheaper than this price today, because like I said to you, what I anticipate, this is some kind of 1, this is a 2, this is a 3, and you're going to have 4 and a 5 potentially like that, a larger retracement. Then you come in for an ABC correction further down the line, retrace into that low, carving out a larger W double bottom pattern on a larger time frame like that. And that's a huge statement from Bitcoin going forward if it does do that. Okay, so I don't want to get too excited, but we're seeing beautiful price action at the moment off the low. I wouldn't be so bullish if it wasn't off a specific low, but it is right now. It's off a specific low, which is data is telling us that was the low. So going forward, we do need to see Bitcoin break the 1 fib at 23287 and hold the 0 fib at 17635. Break that, amazing, minimal target 27652. Lose that, obviously, this is all wrong. This wasn't the bottom. This isn't a bullish reversal pattern, and we're looking to roll basically. And one thing we need to keep an eye on is this bearish pattern, which could potentially start to form, which is some kind of bear flag for Bitcoin. Let me show you right now. some kind of bear flag from there to there, if it starts to come up, or even an ascending rising wedge like this, okay, resistance, support, and at some point you roll and come back down to retrace to this low. Now it's a possible scenario going forward, okay. We keep an eye on it all, but right now this is a bullish little W double bottom pattern in my opinion on key resistance, which is 786 with retracement to this high. I do apologise, the quality is quite poor on the laptop, you know, it lags a bit, so you know it's all about retracing, because this is your low, this is your high, and what you're doing, you come down and you're calling up, you're retracing to this high, okay. And if you break that high, you're in a 1618 target. That's how it all works. I've taught you that, okay. So if you start to see Bitcoin coming up and trading above 23287, you will be looking at a 27652 minimal target. Now I did show you the other day, this is a really important trend line for this particular scenario to play out, because this is the ascending trend line of a potential W double bottom pattern, and this is the key resistance right now of the head, the neckline of the W double bottom pattern. This is where you get rejected, like I said to you. If Bitcoin hits this and starts to roll, people are going to get really fearful. But if you come back and you hold this trend line, this could be an optimal entry point for those that missed this low, because if you hold that and start to come up, you can see you're coiling up. Now if you start to see that for Bitcoin, that's extremely bullish, and you're going to get a breakout, and your minimal target is 27652. Just like last year when we traded that beautiful 1618 target, okay? Does it mean that Bitcoin's going to take off into space and go to the moon? Absolutely not, okay? What we're trying to do down here is build a foundation, build a low, retrace to it, obviously, but we can't lose that low down there to sort of, you know, add confluence to this going forward, that was the low. We need to hold that, obviously, going forward, okay? Hope you understand that update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned, and take care, everyone. Thank you for your support. Back soon with another update on Bitcoin. Bye-bye.